In 1980, a pair of innovative directors drew upon the talents of a captivating blonde star to craft a wartime adventure that challenged conventions and became a hallmark of daring cinema. The result was a movie that continues to spark discussion to this day, a production that merged historical drama with audacious themes and stood out as one of the most memorable entries in the golden age of alternative films. Bob Chin and Gail Palmer, seasoned figures in the industry with a flair for bold storytelling, were committed to expanding their creative horizons beyond the standard short features that had defined the era. They sought to produce a full-length epic with authentic period elements, dynamic action sequences, and a substantial runtime. Drawing inspiration from the era's fascination with World War II narratives and the triumph of prior genre successes, they aimed to blend intrigue with visual spectacle. But first, they needed their pivotal performer. Seika, a 26-year-old actress hailing from Radford, Virginia, with a background in modeling, was rapidly ascending in underground cinema when she was approached for the role. She had already made waves in several notable projects, showcasing her poised demeanor and commanding presence. According to production anecdotes, Seika impressed the directors during an initial meeting in Los Angeles, where her natural charisma and understanding of complex characters shone through. They reportedly told her on the spot, "You're perfect. We need your intensity." She was secured as one of the leads. Seika, for her part, grasped the project's ambitious scope and handled negotiations with the acumen of an established talent. Her contract included a forward-thinking profit-sharing agreement, a landmark deal in alternative cinema of that era, which secured her both an upfront advance and ongoing residuals. By 1983, she was reportedly receiving monthly royalties, a benchmark rarely seen at the time. Shot across multiple weeks in Southern California and Hawaii on 35mm film, the project was cinematically expansive and thematically layered. Most sequences take place on a remote tropical island amid lush foliage and makeshift camps. The visuals incorporate dramatic lighting with golden sunsets and shadowy interiors. The soundtrack blends orchestral swells with an original ballad, enhancing the period authenticity. Stylistically, the moments are prolonged and atmospheric, with innovative camera work evoking the tension-filled island escapades of From Here to Eternity more than conventional exploitation outings of the period. The story draws from a controversial subgenre of 1970s cinema, incorporating elements of captivity, resistance, and wartime intrigue. Its title evokes notions of ironic isolation while nodding to classic adventure tales. Rather than working from a traditional screenplay, the team operated from a detailed outline, with scene progressions and character interactions evolving through on-set collaboration. Adaptive and inventive filmmaking in full swing. The narrative follows Joe Murray, a stranded American sailor who stumbles upon a hidden outpost where two nurses are being held captive. His efforts to liberate them entangle him with the camp's overseer and a web of shifting alliances. Beyond Seika, the standout figure is John Holmes as Joe Murray, a prominent figure in 1970s to 80s underground cinema, whose larger-than-life persona added gravitas to the rescue narrative. Other key players included Sue Carroll, who portrayed Greta with fierce determination, Jade Wang, who brought an exotic flair drawn from her modeling roots, veteran Elmo Lavino, who embodied the villainous Hans von Schlemmel with theatrical energy, and Mai Lin, Nikki Anderson, and Brenda Vargo in compelling supporting turns. For their part, Chin and Palmer went beyond directing, overseeing cinematography and post-production to refine the film's epic scope. In fact, the improvisational method even led to Palmer making a subtle on-screen appearance in a background role. Behind the camera, Chin and Palmer went beyond directing. They supervised cinematography, oversaw set construction, and personally guided post-production to refine the film's epic scope. Sets were carefully crafted to mimic wartime bunkers and tropical encampments, while natural Hawaiian backdrops lent authenticity to the outdoor sequences. Crew members recalled that the atmosphere on set was both experimental and ambitious, with everyone aware they were creating something larger than the standard features of the era. The improvisational method even extended to unplanned cameos. At one point, Gail Palmer herself appeared in a subtle background role. A blink and you'll miss it detail that enthusiasts still point out when revisiting the film. When the film rolled out, fortune favored its timing. It aligned with a surge of interest in historical-themed dramas and the growing mainstream curiosity for bold, independent productions. Its debut in select Los Angeles venues attracted enthusiastic audiences, with promotional materials emphasizing the star's allure and the exotic locale. Word of mouth and coverage in entertainment trades amplified the buzz, stirring debates on its thematic boldness. Ultimately, the organic hype handled much of the outreach. Secca wasn't merely featured, she emerged as a defining icon, a blend of strength and mystique that captivated viewers. By 1982, the South Pacific saga had amassed millions in revenue and reinforced the viability of narrative-rich underground cinema. To some, it remains a curious snapshot from an audacious chapter in film history. To others, it stands as a vintage piece from an era when independent productions aspired to epic proportions. For admirers, it's a near classic that reshaped expectations, adventurous, evocative, and indisputably one of the most pivotal films of its time. Decades later, its legacy endures, inspiring new generations of filmmakers to push boundaries and explore the uncharted territories of storytelling, where raw ambition meets unfiltered creativity, proving that even the most unconventional tales can leave an indelible mark on the cultural landscape. Secca itself says that this film was a bold leap, raw, intense, unforgettable. Playing Ilsa, I poured my heart into a wartime epic that broke all the rules. Shooting in Hawaii, vibing with John Holmes and the crew, we created something electric on 35mm. It's daring, it's iconic, and it's a piece of cinema that still turns heads. I'm damn proud of it. This is Retrovidia, where we uncover the icons, stories, and legacies of classic cinema. From bold stars to forgotten gems, we celebrate the films that defined an era and the artists who shaped them. Subscribe for more journeys into the golden age of film and keep the spirit of classic cinema alive with us.